The Nigeria police force is notorious. It is rated the most corrupt institution in Nigeria by Transparency International in its 2019 Global Corruption Barometer. The Anti-Cultism Squad and other sister units gained the police force its notoriety.
Impunity within the police system is peers reinforced and peers structured. Fight of crime has been commercialized to the point where police just see it as a way of making money to raid young people because they cannot understand them, they cannot engage them, and they are intimidated by them. For example, a policeman is already intimidated by looking at your phone. He sees that your phone can pay its gratuity and it automatically labels you a Yahoo boy from there on. So anybody he arrests, he sees as somebody that must be punished for living a life better than he is living because he's carrying a gun. This is a crime, and these are crimes that must be punished by the state.
But it is not just the police force. It is the whole justice system, skilled to crush the poor and ordinary Nigerian citizens.
A lot more corruption happens within the court system, particularly, as you mentioned, the magistrates. One practice that we have found out is that when police arrest people and demand bribe for bail, and people are either not able to or unwilling to pay, they charge them to court. And when they do, even when it is a bailable offense, because some of these magistrates are corrupt, they work closely with the police. The magistrates usually, when they decide to grant bail, they impose conditions that are too stiff for the people.
Within the court system itself, especially the magistrate court, which is the closest to us, the level of rot is killing, is destructive, it can even lead to revolution overnight.
In this documentary, Banjo Damilola revealed how the police officers, court officials, and prison wardens are all complicit in a justice system rigged against the people.
This is it here. This guy's not my stomach. I'm not doing anything. I'm a student. I don't finish talking.
Countless young men are raided from their homes, tortured and extorted by operatives of the Anti-Cultism Squad.
We resumed yesterday. I'm not doing anything.
Where did they raid you from? Where did they pick you from?
See, people were running from the inner pitch to the main pitch. I was finished jogging. I was sweating. People don't give. I was the one who use the gun to leave my here. This is my training shoe. This is my training shoe. I'm not just I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything.
Clashes between rival court groups are prevalent in Lagos State, where this investigation was carried out. This necessitated the creation of the Anti-Cultism Unit in the state.
The one in Lagos, just like others, was created specifically to address the increasing, because Lagos is one state where courtism, youth violence, gang violence is a major challenge. It's a hotbed in certain parts of Lagos. So courtism is a problem, and the police created the Anti-Cultism Unit to respond to that problem. But whether the Anti-Cultism Unit is doing that work or not is a different question.
Today, we do not trust the police because the police in itself are victims within the system. Because they've been neglected for so long, they are not being taken care of the way they ought to, they don't have enough funds to run or to prosecute their jobs, and now they have decided to take advantage of the gap within the system.
The Anti-Cultism Unit at Bagada, a suburb of Lagos State, is dreadful, but only to the innocent and those unable to pay for a white slate. Young men who were raided or illegally arrested are detained at the center, while their relatives seeking their release are extorted.
They do more of, they go outside the law in their operations, they complicate the crime situation in the state by harassing young people, extorting, and the motivation is always to extort money. So you find situations where they raid a whole neighborhood, pack young people to their office, and sometimes even along the way to the office, they will ask those who have money to bail themselves to provide, and when they do, they leave them. Those who cannot provide, they take them to the station, they detain them, and then ask them to call their relatives to come and bail them. So you find out that in the pretext of fighting crime, they also commit crime.
After weeks of undercover reporting outside, Damilola gained access into the station to capture firsthand how the police not only detain citizens in brazen violation to the law, but form a money-making enterprise from the misery of these poor Nigerians.
I spent more than 70,000. What can we see? 60,000. Came on, Sapali man's came on. So what to put? Tell him that the most $10. My quote 10,000.
At every turn, there is a policeman demanding bribe for any interaction with those in their custody. The reception in the main building is not any different. A police officer bills visitors before they are allowed to contact the detainees.
You, now one could look from now, and I want to stay in Nuru. I want to see you. Yes, in Nuru. Well, 1,000. In fact, don't wait my time, I have people to attend to them. Are you releasing them? No. They don't want to eat and look for. Okay. The order from Abuja of Friday on Friday. Okay. Tomorrow. That was it. I want to know if you follow this up today. Let me say that.
Usman.
Follow me. Masha, why do you need to come for me?
Yes, so Mr. Damilola to answer.
Practice of these police units arresting people and then holding them hostage, because for me it is hostage taking. When you arrest a person and detain the person until the person is able to provide a certain amount of money demanded by the police, that is clearly hostage taking.
A senior officer in the unit, Sopro Jimo, who is popularly referred to as Babalawo, is notorious for extorting huge sums of money from relatives of suspects under him. In July 2019, while Damilola was undercover at the Anti-Cultism Detention Center, Babalawo refused to release Nuruddin Usman on bail except he was paid 200,000 naira.
It's a serious matter. I pay 200.
Usman was a victim of street raids and illegal detention. He was paraded as a cultist by Zubairu Muhazu, a former commissioner of police in Lagos State.
Neighborhood yẹn bó ṣe wá látẹ̀yìn yẹn ìbá ń sẹ́yìn àwọn ọlọ́pàá pé kán mú mi bó ṣe gbá ọwọ́ mi máa fóònù mi kò gbẹ́ ní àbúrò mi ń pè mí pé pátítà la fẹ́ lọ pé kí n tètè múra wá ní mò ń bọ̀ wá ánsà kọ́ tí mo ánsà kọ́ yẹn lọ́wọ́ ó ní ìbọ̀wọ́dù yẹn gbá fóònù mọ́ mi létí ibẹ̀ ni àtijọ́ ń fà tó fi di pé wọ́n mú mi wọ́n fi akọ́bù sí mi lọ́wọ́ mi àti bàbá yìí wípé ká mọ̀ nsọ ní police station wípé àwa là ń da orífìrí pé a jẹ́ àwa ní suspect fún àwọn ẹ̀yẹ mo dẹ̀ ní mi ṣe ẹgbẹ́ kankan mi ò ṣe ẹyẹ mi ò ṣe kankan wọ́n ní ẹgbẹ́ òní mo belong sí mo ní mi ò belong sí ẹgbẹ́ kankan Ọlọ́run ni mo bá dúró so bá ṣe kó wa nìyẹn bàtà gbé wa síbẹ̀ wọ́n lọ dà á sínú cell wọn gba statement lọ wáńjọ yẹn wọ́n fi á sínú cell títí di àárọ̀ ọjọ́ kejì àtó dàárọ̀ ọjọ́ kejì náà kó a jáde àtó wọ́n kó a lọ bí ara rúùmù kan wọ́n bá ní àwọn ní àwọn márùn-ún pé àwọn ní suspect wọ́n ṣe kó wọn jáde àtàké nìyẹn àti scissors wọ́n ní àwọn là ní wípé àwọn là ń lò àdẹ̀ní àwọn ká ń lò wọ́n ní ká jókòó káwọn snap wà mọ́ ní láéláé ní tí n bá ṣe ẹnìkan lè snap mi.
When he was paraded, Muazu said Usman and others would face prosecution, but this never happened.
Successfully prevented any kind of activity or killing on the 7th of July 2019. 100 cultists and gangsters were arrested within this period. We have charged 70 of them to court and 30 are still under investigation.
55-year-old Usman was held in detention for 9 days until his family paid Babalawo a sum of 70,000 naira. The criminal extortion is not only against the law, it negates what the police force itself wants Nigerians to believe.
Any officer collecting bail money is not better than a kidnapper. Yes, it's not better than a kidnapper. Because for me, the difference is that the kidnapper is hiding his victim somewhere where nobody knows. You are hiding your victim in yourself where everybody knows. That is the only difference between an officer who takes bail money and a kidnapper.
Usman left the police detention after he had paid the ransom of 70,000 naira. To many Nigerians who have been transferred from police detention to prison custody, Usman is a lucky man. Hundreds of Nigerians who could not cough out this huge sum end up in prison.
The reason why we see what seems like corrupt acts or illegality within the court system is primarily because of the culture of impunity. People know they can do whatever they want and get away with it without consequences. From the police officers that file frivolous charges, the police prosecutors that file frivolous charges against people, to the court officials, the bailiff of the courts, the registrars of the courts. I mean, those of them that collude with rogue police officers.
Babajide Olosande was reported to the police for stealing a bus. He was later charged to court even though the bus was found. His prosecutor, Michael Una, was informed of the development, but he failed to put the new information before the judge, Magistrate Fashola.
Mo wà ní sẹ́ẹ̀lì tọ́ra àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó mú mi rẹ̀ wọ́n fi mí sí wọ́n tì mí mọ́lé mo sun oorun sísan mo sáfẹ́jọ́ Òṣòdì mo sun oorun mẹ́ta níbẹ̀ ọjọ́ kẹrin ní on the 18 náà mú mi lọ wọ́n release mi ní on the 21 wọ́n dẹ̀ ní àwọn fún wa ní bail ní court torí máa yẹn sọ pé mọ́tò ń fàlù 1.6 million wọ́n wá fún wa ní bail tó wọ́n fún wa yẹn wọ́n ní 150 naira 150,000 naira each person each sọtí pẹ̀lú sọtí méjì so wife mi dẹ̀ organize pẹ̀lú lọ́ọ̀yà yẹn already lọ́ọ̀yà wọ́n ti sọ fún mi pé lọ́ọ̀yà ti gba 50,000 naira kó tó di pé ó tẹ̀lé wọn wá sí court then ìgbà tó wá ní wọ́n àjọ ìkéèsì yẹn wọ́n dẹ̀ fún wa ní bail wọ́n wá lọ́ọ̀yà wá sọ fún wọn pé wọ́n ní láti lọ wá 80,000 naira wá pé lòun ò fi settle àwọn bóyá prosecutor bóyá àwọn surety or whatever wọ́n sàsọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n ní wọ́n wá 80,000 naira fún kó bẹ́ẹ̀lì mi kò bẹ́ẹ̀lì mi mo ti fi lò títí tó fi di ọjọ́ tí court ṣẹlẹ̀ ìgbà tó dọjọ́ tó tá a máa lọ sí court ó ní tí òun ò bá tún rí owó míì 100,000 naira wípé òun ò ní lọ sí kóòtù yẹn lọ́ọ̀yà yẹn ó lóun ò ní lọ sí kóòtù yẹn.
Olosande, a 62-year-old commercial bus driver, remained in prison custody for 3 months. Michael Una would not verify the homes of his sureties until he was paid 17,000 naira.
A lọ síbi rẹ́gísítà yẹn wọ́n gbéwèé yẹn lé wa lọ́wọ́ wọ́n ní kí wọ́n gbé lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn pìsíkítọ̀ nígbà tí àwọn pìsíkítọ̀ ń tẹ́ adébẹ̀ lọ́ọ̀yà Kẹ́hìndé yẹn ló gbé lọ o àwa náà sì tẹ̀lé so bó ṣe dọ́dọ̀ tí lọ́ọ̀yà Kẹ́hìndé yẹn dọ́dọ̀ àwọn pìsíkítọ̀ yẹn wọ́n sì náwó wọ́n ní owó àwọn dà àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ lọ wo ilé yẹn ó sì sọ fún lọ́ọ̀yà Kẹ́hìndé wípé òun fẹ́ gba 17,000 níbi lọ́wọ́ wa owó àgbà so wọ́n á gbéwèé lé wa lọ́wọ́ àwa ní ká gbé lọ sọ́dọ̀ rẹ́gísítà nígbà tá a dọ́dọ̀ àwọn rẹ́gísítà yẹn wọ́n ní àwọn máa gba 2,000.
Prosecutor Una, his orderly Sunkanmi, and the registrars in Magistrate Fashola's courtroom run an illegal syndicate of extorting helpless defendants.
The man that called me to come to court for me, should have discussed that with him. No, you mentioned something. God was there. I think we want to change the stuff. You should understand. In the stations.
Okay, prosecutor.
Yes.
Okay, shake castle the bar prosecutor.
But what? It will be delayed.
I imagine delay John to real. People 17,000.
That's what I said. And I can't see it on phones. We should go broke. We should go on your phone.
Sunkanmi collected 17,000 naira before he fabricated a lie that was sent to the magistrate for signature. He wrote on Olosande's bail bond that he had verified the resident of the sureties, but he did not carry out any verification.
What did you tell me? What did you go through? What did you tell me? No, what did you tell me?
I think I'm 20,000 there. But it can't tell us. We go say I got my 17 I carry come. I go collect 3K from mommy hand. But when he asked me, I never even collect the 3K with the mommy hand.
Give her, we will do everything for her.
No, see, we go work out more to go that place. Last money we get. Please.
Thank you, ma'am. Sunkanmi, let her meet them. Give them.
The registrar in Magistrate Fashola's courtroom also collected 2,000 naira before she handed over Olosande's release order. The fear of getting locked up in prison pending a prolonged process of perfecting bail conditions is one of the several reasons many Nigerians succumb to extortion at the police stations. The corrupt policemen know this and milk it to their advantage.
When crimes are being perpetrated by cultists or by armed robbers, you will not see these police officers. They will not be anywhere near the environment. Years after, months after, weeks after, hours after the crime the criminals have gone, they've vandalized, they've gone. Innocent souls going to buy bread, innocent souls going to buy ewa going will be arrested with the pots in their hands, will be arrested with their slippers and wrapper, will be arrested in their pajamas as suspect for a crime that have been committed. If I commit a crime in an area, why will I be carrying plates in the same area to go and buy beans? Do you understand? So these are the things, this is one of the reasons why we're saying policing in the 21st century must be intelligence driven.
Dolapo Agbaje, Usman Olamilekan and Chima Ogbaeze were locked up in Kirikiri for over a year because they were unable to perfect their bail conditions. The three young men were raided and unable to bail themselves from police custody. they were charged to court for theft. There was no shred of evidence against them. No complainant, neither did their IPO appear to testify against them. They were condemned to prison for being poor and vulnerable. When their case was dismissed for lacking diligent prosecution, the young men were overjoyed. The prison wardens, like the police and the judicial officers, also weave an illegal extortion racket around the inmates they were employed to protect. Before the family members were allowed to see Olosande, who had been in prison for 3 months, the police wardens, led by an officer whose name tag read Gabriel, demanded 3,000 naira. It was almost the close of business when the release order was presented to Warden Gabriel. He refused to receive it until he was paid 5,000 naira.
Madam, bring your 30. 30. Madam, na 7,000 naira.
Papa.
5,000.
How much?
Please now, John torí Ọlọ́run ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ ṣàánú àjọ. 20,000 láti sọ fún kìnní lókè. Àwọn ti gba ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run à ń bèbè ní ẹjọ́. 3,000 gbogbo owó tó wà lọ́wọ́ wa ní a ṣì máa fún mọ́tò padà wá sí ìgbà ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run. Papa, please. Papa, please. Shebi daddy, shebi. Papa, help us now, Papa. Papa, don't go now. We have 3,000 naira here.
It's 5,000 naira. That's what you pay.
Papa, please, in the name of God, Papa.
Who will complete the money in the office? Do you think it's my money? It's not my money. I only have to collect for office. It's not my money.
Mama, she need 3,000. 3,000, no. Please, Daddy, help us send this thing. See, Papa has been there since February. Papa.
This money I collect, it's not from me. It's for the office. So if I collect 3,000, who will make it 5,000 naira for the office? For them.
Sọ̀rọ̀ now, it's not reasonable. Listen. Ẹ kàn máa ṣe kí ni ìyẹn máa ṣe wàhálà rẹ̀.
Papa, 4-5. Everything will be our hand. We don't share it together. So. Papa, thank you.
Yes, sir, you.
Hey, don't laugh.
Wait, don't worry, we'll give you. Don't move yourself now.
These corrupt activities have made many Nigerians and advocates call for the reform of the whole justice system, while some others want the full implementation of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act of 2015.
So what we are calling for, what we need, is to have the Chief Judge, the Chief Magistrates, championing a regime of transparency and accountability. The reason why we see what seems like corrupt acts or illegality within the court system is primarily because of the culture of impunity. People know they can do whatever they want and get away with it without consequences. from the police officers that file frivolous charges, the police prosecutors that file frivolous charges against people, to the court officials, the bailiff of the courts, the registrars of the courts. I mean, those of them that collude with rogue police officers to extort defendants, to extort people who are standing trial. They need to be made to understand that there is a price to pay. If we do not have that kind of mindset at the leadership level, there is hardly any reform mechanism that will be put in place that will work.